TGIT. That could go for Tuesday too.
The music's not working, so we're going to let it slide. We're going to let it go.
But TGIT, which stands for Thursday.
Right. TGIT.
Woo!
Because it's Thursday, which means the weekend's closer.
Yeah. Rise and inspire, right?
Here we are. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at darcyelizabeth.co.
And you can find me on Instagram at Kelly_Patricia. And on Facebook, it's Kelly.
Kelly Patricia.
EY.
Here I am.
Right there.
So today's topic, we were supposed to do this on Tuesday. Some things came up because that is called life. This is how it goes. But today we're going to talk all about accountability.
And actually, this is my favorite subject.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite subject.
Do you want to start off then?
Well, I feel like there's different kinds of accountability, right? So you have to be accountability to yourself. I feel like, oh, shoot. How's
there
that?
She is.
There we go. Is this a full screen?
Perfect.
Okay. Well,
Can't see your eyes.
Oh, really? What's happening? Let me flip it.
Get it.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. There we go. You just got to step back a little. Like, just lean it back and you're good.
I can't sing it, but it's in my head right now. Lean back. Anyway, so accountability. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Get your together. So accountability to yourself. And then the reason accountability to me is my favorite is because I have the best accountability buddies. So like other people being there for you, and then there's you being accountability for other people. And that's why I love it so much, because it's really the dark horse, I feel like, of succeeding in life. Right. Just with anything that you do, if you have someone backing you up in your corner, pushing you, being there for you, checking up on you, just listening to what you have to say, I feel like it can help you go so far in life. And sometimes you don't even realize you need it. And then once you have that accountability, you're like, whoa, this is a game changer.
It totally is. And like, if you think about anything in your life, think about stuff you've done like by yourself and then stuff with the accountability group. There's such like a big game changer. And like, as you said, there is 3 different types. There's accountability from someone else, accountability you giving someone else. So like us as coaches, we're always giving out, making sure that we're keeping our customers accountable. And then accountability for yourself, like keeping yourself on track, following through with what you promise yourself.
Right.
And, that's probably one of the hardest ones too.
Oh, I would absolutely agree with you. Yep. Keeping yourself accountable. You really need mindset, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'll start with that one because that's probably like my area that I have worked the most towards, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Where I have learned how to keep myself accountable because Kelly and I are health coaches, so we're always giving. So you got to make sure you are keeping yourself accountable as well. Right. And like with that, I've learned a few tricks along the way of how I can keep myself accountable and keep showing up. One is you always want to think about if you make a promise to someone else, you keep it, right? Most of the time. So you want to do that for yourself, right? You got to keep your promises, your goals, all that in check. And some ways to do that, at least for me, is one thing I love to do is I like to put sticky notes as reminders on places. So like, for instance, on my mirror, when I get ready in the morning, there's a sticky note of like, a goal or keep going, or like a smile looks good on you, like stuff like that. Just kind of keep me like, okay, remember my path, stay with it. Another way is journaling. I love to journal at night because it takes all the stress for the day. you put it out there. And then I always end journaling with refocusing. So what's my goals? What am I setting up for tomorrow? And how am I going to get myself to be accountable and stay on track with that goal? And this goes a lot with what you talked about on Tuesday, right? With goal setting.
Yeah, that's why it goes. I kept saying, well, this is, we'll talk more on Thursday about when we talk about accountability, because it really goes with goal setting.
Right. And you have to be able to keep yourself accountable. But what we have learned in the last few years, that an even better way to stay accountable is to have other people you can lean on.
Absolutely. Yep. 100%.
Yeah. Do you want to jump into that area?
Yeah. So I was so fortunate when I first started getting into doing the at-home workouts that we do and all the things that I got into. My coach, she doesn't live in the same state as me. I'm people's coaches who we live in the same town and stuff like that. So they're normally around me. But my coach, who lives in a different state, she has women from all over the place, right? So we have hundreds of people, right, in this accountability group where it starts off as you post something that you ate for the day, or just making sure you show up, and it's just all about things that we as women struggle with, which is nutrition and keeping ourselves accountable and working out, moving our bodies. It's harder than it seems. So when you have someone there who's struggling and going through the same stuff, it makes it so much easier, I feel like, to succeed when someone's got your back and you guys can continue to go back and forth and make sure, oh, if you're having a crappy day, let's talk it out, and then we can just keep moving forward. So other people go through the same stuff, you can relate, and then you just move on. So my favorite is I have so many women who I've connected with over the years that we talk outside the group now. We're all such good friends. And I feel like 2020, everyone's it's so crazy, but 2019 for me was super duper crazy too. And without the women that I have met in this group, I don't know if mentally I would have made it through, because they're the kindest, and I've talked about this in my last one, the kindest human beings I've ever met in the world. They'll never judge you. They're here for you. They listen to you. I mean, we relate and don't relate on so many different things, but that's the best thing about it. We just come together and keep each other accountable. And that's how we became friends.
Yeah. And you know what? You bring up such a big point that you were really lucky in the community you got in. You guys, are like-minded. Your vibes attract each other.
Yeah.
But one thing you do really want to make sure is when you do try to find an accountability group, accountability partner, whatever it may be, make sure they're your vibe.
Right.
Because I actually was in a situation where I was in an accountability group, and it just wasn't, I'm very anyone that knows me, I'm let's pump up the jams. Let's go. Yeah. We can do this. Push yourself to the max. That's just my mindset. Where, this was an amazing group of ladies. They were just not my vibe, and not what, I was hoping for out of accountability group. And it took me a while to figure out where I fit in.
Yeah.
So that's something to really always think about when you are looking for a group or others to lean on. Do they represent kind of what you want to be? If so, go for it.
Right.
And you guys work together to become, even better, the person you want to be, all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. And you're not always going to vibe with everyone. And like I said, this group has hundreds and hundreds of people, but outside the group, I talk to the people that I vibe with the best, that I clicked with the best, that we just really over the years kept each other so accountable. We have become, and by doing that, you have to share, I feel like, kind of your real life, you know what I mean? So right. You talk to them about life, because that's how you struggle or succeed with whatever they're keeping you accountable with. And for that, I'm so fortunate for the group that I have or have come across in this
Journey.
business and world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Journey.
Yeah. And my favorite thing is, and like me and you even do this with each other, but like as a coach, if I don't show up, someone's wondering like, knock, knock, where you
Yeah.
at, bro?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Where's the workout?
What's
You didn't
happening?
post you didn't post your food, or like what are you doing today, or like stuff like that, which you guys, that's a huge motivator, right? If
Right.
someone's going to call you out because you didn't you didn't get your workout in, and it's not ever mean, it's just like, hey, you okay?
Oh yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah, just to keep you, you keep yourself accountable. And I think that's why us as coaches that we post what we post to keep ourselves accountable, but also to help
Correct.
other people.
Right. That's a great point. So like as a coach, we're constantly posting what we're doing. One is to keep ourselves accountable, right? Two, it shows you that we are keeping ourselves accountable so we can help you get there. And
Right.
like being consistent with it, because, if I even noticed this, like there was a day this week that I had an unplugged day. I like to do them randomly. And my inbox was full with my girls like, hey, are you okay? How's it going? And that is it feels so good. It feels so good to have that group. And like, you can, as you said, you can relate to them being like, you know what, today I just don't feel like working out.
Yeah.
Or I just want to eat
absolutely.
pizza. This was our
Amen.
conversation earlier.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Pizza. Exactly. And that's the thing, accountability, no matter what it is in life, you have those people checking up on you, which makes you want to succeed. So I feel like accountability has a bad rep, and it's really hard to actually get the girls sometimes, I feel like, to post and be accountable for themselves, because once you do that, you're putting yourself out there, right? So that's scary because you don't want to fail, which is, fear, and it's like you don't know what the future looks like. So sometimes it's, we always say it's the start that stops people. And, once you start, you have to commit, and then it's real. So it's really about putting yourself out there, which can be scary, but sometimes you really like, I won't use any names this time, but one of my favorite people in the world officially joined my accountability group. And I just love seeing her interact and just like get with all the people. But I can tell, and she's even said it herself, like we've always checked in with each other, me and her, but now that she's a part of this big group and she officially like let them in, and now she can like be in there too. And you connect with so many people that you had no idea you would even connect with. So I would have never gotten these opportunities to meet half of these women across, the states without it.
Right.
But it's all about putting yourself out there, which is scary, but a lot of these things are private too. So even though you're putting yourself out there, it's also very private because they're all dealing with the same life issues,
Right. And like, also, you're never going to get like attacked, like sort of thing. Like some people get so nervous about posting, but really it's literally lifting each other up. And
positivity.
I had
kindness.
a lady today that literally, she told us all in our group that a huge life story of hers that she like hasn't been able to like talk about, and that she, is working on to try to like get over that hump. And she ended it with like, this is a safe spot. And I literally cried because I was like, that's what it's about, right?
Oh.
You have this group that's not only like a community, but that you can also feel like you can be like vulnerable with. And at the same time, while you're being there, we're still all pushing each other to reach our goals, keep each other accountable, check in. And I don't know about you, Kel, but do you think, like, you lost 80 pounds? Do you think you could have got to point A to point B without those other people?
Honestly, I don't, because the programs that we do, I don't want to show up for myself all the time. You know what I mean? So because these women are with me, struggling, sore with me, grumpy because we can't have cake 24/7 with me. So because of all that, we are succeeding together. We are lifting each other up. And that's why I love talking to them outside the group, because they're just, it's just so motivating. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
would never have succeeded without the group of girls that I have. I'm so fortunate for them because we get to go through the same things together.
Right. Yeah. And right now I'm really seeing accountability where I'm doing a really hard program right now. It's called The Work and it's really intense. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's long, it's like 45 minutes to an hour every day, and it's really intense. And like today was a perfect example where I was like, I just can't. I'm sore. I'm not feeling it. But then again, as a coach, I have 25 girls that are doing it with me. So it's like being a coach has opened up my eyes so much to keeping myself accountable, right? Because you gotta show up not only for you, but for them as well. And what better motivation than like we have a group text that we start every day off with being like, okay, who's ready to do this workout? We got this. We can do it.
Nobody. No, I'm
Yeah,
joking.
not today,
Let's
sister.
all struggle together.
Yeah, exactly. Though that's where it's like so you don't like second guess yourself as much. You don't have that like we always talk about the talking voices. It helps so much when you have other people you can reach out to, talk to, and guys, it's literally a journey. And there's times that it's not all fun.
And it's
It's
not perfection. It's not fun. It's not perfection. And it's not easy.
right. Exactly. Do you feel now being a coach that has bumped your accountability to the whole next level?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And because, like, I never really wanted to coach because I'm like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not the most fit. I'm not the most like, strict with my nutrition. Like, I can't do this. But being a coach, like, when I first started that, that's what I felt like kept me the most accountable because I really, like, on days I didn't want to show up, I just showed up for everyone else. Like, I'm like, well, I'm going to inspire everyone else. If I can't get my shit together, I'm going to try to show people what I'm made of and prove to myself I can do this. And that kept me accountable, which it's showing up for yourself, it's dedication, it's commitment. And it
Mhm.
being a coach has really stepped up my game with all of that because I need to hold myself accountable for that reason.
Right. Right. Yeah, I would say like you really want to try to keep yourself accountable so you have like, that process and then when other people are expecting you to be accountable, that just like brings it to a whole next level
Whole
where
nother level.
a whole nother level because if you think to yourself like, okay, if I don't do this for me, I'm disappointing myself, which you should
Yeah.
never do, but sometimes it happens, right? But
Yeah.
when you have that almost responsibility to show up with someone else, it's a whole different ballgame.
There is no such thing as a bad workout. You know what I mean? So like those days, and it's not just about working out, I know, but this is where I relate to it the most in that category, because it's super hard and you don't always want to do it. And that's where you need accountability the most. I feel like it's the things that we struggle with. And that's why we're not supposed to show up as our best because we're trying to be our best. And we need that accountability to get there.
Right. Right. And I even had this talk yesterday in Blissfully Fit Club where, you know, the goal is to not accomplish just hard workout that you're struggling to get through. The goal is to move your body,
Yeah.
right? And that the best part about this accountability group is that you can be like, you know what, I can't do this. I can't do this. It's too hard. Da da da. And it's just nice to hear someone say, okay, that's, how about we take a break and go to a different program or whatever it may be. Sometimes you need that sound wall because we are hard on ourselves.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. This really makes me think of one of my girls specifically, but being there, I mean, like I said, I've really struggled the last couple of years with, I started off so strong, I feel like, and so determined, and I got to my goal. And then I was like so fit and I didn't realize it. And then like mindset wasn't there. And then like life happened. And like I said, 2019, 2020 has been so crazy for me. But the accountability that I've still had throughout that has helped me not even get through the workouts and stuff, just help me get through life. They
Mhm.
helped me get through life with the accountability of them being there.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I know. Like, think about this doing this journey alone. No thanks.
And honestly, that's where, and I feel like that's where it stops people because it's the fear of starting. But doing this alone sucks. It is not fun because the days you don't want to show up for yourself, you're not going to do it because no one's expecting to see your face. No one's expecting to see you out there. So guess what? If you eat that bag of chips in your cupboard and that box of Oreos and stuff, no one's going to know but yourself. And if you're already okay with letting yourself down, it's a ripple effect and you're just going to spiral and be miserable, right? Because you're miserable when you don't feel your best. And that's why you need that accountability to hold you accountable, even though it is almost putting yourself out there a little bit. Sometimes you have to do that in order to succeed in life because
Mhm.
life is not easy. I will say this in every video if I have to. Life is not easy. You are not supposed to just coast through this. It's a struggle. And so I feel like that's why Darcy and I even come on here in the beginning, in the first place, because we are just girls trying to get through life and be that accountability for everybody. Like, and
Right.
no matter what form, what way,
Mhm.
we just want to be there to help everyone succeed in any way that we can.
Right. And I think our like one of our really big thing is the reason we really like push accountability is because we know what it's like to be those girls that
Yeah.
didn't believe in yourself enough. If you think
Yeah.
about it, that's kind of what it is, right? Like before starting this journey, I didn't believe in myself where I could be doing this beyond, talking with you on here
Right.
or simply pushing myself in this hard workout program where I had to do a whole nother set of mindset to be like, you can do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we didn't have those accountability partners, people, all that sort of stuff, who knows? So that's what we want to get out there. We want to get out there that like we believe in you. We know all the great things that you can do and accomplish. And
Right.
sometimes that accountability group is what helps you get there.
It really does. It's really just the scary step of trying it. And you know what? If
That
that
comfort
group's
zone.
not for you, you move on to the next because
Right.
that's like Darcy said, she didn't vibe with those people. And I was so fortunate to vibe with my
Right.
people. But I've heard stories of, that's why they're in the group that we're in now because of the vibing. Like they didn't get along or click with the people that they were doing it with before. But these women that I would have never met, and one day we will meet each other in person, because of COVID, we can't, or because I have no money, we can't, but you know what I mean? It's like one day we will actually meet, and this opportunity never would have happened if we did not have our accountability
Right.
check-ins.
And just like a little side note, imagine going through this last year where we're home all the time without those ladies.
Yeah. I would never. They literally, I mean, like I said, I talked to them outside the group, so they would send me cards. They sent me like workout outfits, sports bras, super personal notes, like the most kindest like care packages. And I even like this necklace that I have on is from being in an accountability group. And it's just like those, never in my right mind did I ever even expect the kindness that I have been showed from these women. And I'm like, my mind is blown. And that's what gets me through day to day. Because, like I said, everyone knows I struggle mentally, like with sometimes just getting through the day. It's mindset. And that's why we do, personal development and move our bodies and stuff like that. And I'm so fortunate they check in with me. I check in with them. And,
They give you suggestions.
I had yeah, exactly. Suggestions. I got to talk with one of my friends who lives way out in Canada. Like I would have never been able to do that if I would have never met her through this. And I'm super fortunate for all of them,
Yeah,
and it's
for
because of
sure.
this.
So like if you're at a point in life where you want to whatever it may be, you want to start eating healthy, you want to work out, you have a goal you want to accomplish,
Yeah.
or simply just make more friends, because that's honestly what a lot of it is.
That's what it
Right.
is. Yeah.
Find yourself that accountability group. Like Kelly and me, even though we like work together all the time like this, we have our totally separate groups. And you want to know what the best part is when they collide, right?
Yes, I
So
love
let's
it.
think about now what was it? It's like 6 months ago or way longer than that, where we all went to Boston and it was, Kelly's people, my people, and then we all were together.
I
So much
loved
fun.
it. It was
So
the
much
best.
fun. It was literally the best. And someday, hopefully we can do that again, but now we're even going to have such a bigger group that I just can't wait.
Right. I know. I'm excited. And so, that'll be nice when we're running that group in November, which is coming right up because we're in November now. So what is it,
Monday,
November
start
9th?
Monday.
Then
No, November's already here. Can you believe it? I know. Yeah, so
Sure.
November 9th is the first group that Kelly and I are going to be running together. So it's going to be cool. We're going to have our people together and you get like the best of both worlds because you get more than one coach. Like I have, a way of thinking, Kelly has a way of thinking, and then you get both. And it's kind of like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Or I wonder how she does it. And it's just so cool to get, people together that you never would have known before,
Right.
in a group.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So
with that, you can reach out to us on either Instagram or Facebook, or you can even drop a comment below on this video and one of us will get back to you. And as always, if you ever have topics or questions or anything like that, reach out to us,
yeah, if accountability sounds good, let us know. We'll help you get in there.
TGIT.